Welcome back, everyone, to Lore of the Shadow, where I have arrived in Snowbourn with Aomer. And now let's find out what we need to do here.
A brisk ride. Now, to the business at hand.
Ooh, and what is this business at hand?
I want to know what is really going on in Snowbourn.
I look around and I don't see the preparations for which I asked Pine Lore. I'll speak with the Reef Fastrid to learn why he delays, but let us try something else first. It is said that you can catch more horseflies with honey cakes than you do with lamp tallow. Introduce yourself to Grimston, one of Foster's personal guards, and ask him why the people have not begun to move where it is safe. Grimston knows me, and the answer that he would give might be different from the one that he gives you. I want to know what is really going on in Snowbourn, and you are a more sure path to that answer. Okay? So you're saying that he won't give Aomer a straight answer. Alright, let's see if I could find him anywhere. Let's see. Ah! Here is a guard right here. This is Grimston.
Who are you? What are you doing in Snowbourn?
I haven't seen you before. Yes, we're wondering why you haven't moved your people across the Entwash Vale where they could be better protected. Oh, the Reeve has his own opinion on this, whatever the third marshal thinks. Aylmer is a long way from here. Yeah, at least 30 or 40 steps, I think. He doesn't know what's really going on in the South Sudcrofts. The women and the children could be moved, certainly, but Aylmer wanted everyone to depart, even the warriors. These are their lands. Better to stay and die on your own land than to live at the say-so of another man's plot. Snowbourn will not retreat. Though it be burned to the ground, its people will defend it to the last. Well, he certainly has a strong opinion on that matter. So, let's go back to Aomer and see what he has to say about that. He's probably not going to be very happy.
That is what I suspected.
I will go speak with Reeve Fastrid, but he may need more evidence to be convinced of the danger the people face. Ride on to the plains of the Sucrofts and defeat Mordor corruptors and war riders, seizing their implements of destruction, spears and fire pots. Bring them back to me, and I'll show the evidence to the Reeve. If he doesn't change his mind, we may need to try something else. What, get more spears and fire pots? Do it loudly? I don't know. Well, now, let's head out. The farms where I need to find these orcs and goblins are quite a distance away, almost all the way to Wallstow, but they are about. Now I need warg riders and Mordor corruptors. And there is a Mordor warg rider right there. Oh well, not very fast at doing this. Collected fire pots from warg riders. Okay. Then we'll try another. Oh, this is a corruptor. Okay, well, and spears from Mordor corrupt. Somehow I was expecting to get fire pots from the corruptors and spears from the warg riders. I know that the names just sound backwards to me, that's all. Okay, now, I guess killing an orc or two extra along the way won't be remiss, since we're going to need to get as much as possible in the way of experience, right? Okay, more corruptors. Oh, that one I dismounted immediately? Really? Okay. Here you go, sir. The spears and the fire pots.
Very good. This will show Reeve Fastrid what his people may face.
This is what they'll face if he does not move them across the Entwash, where they can be better defended. All right?
While I speak with the Reeve, I would have you spar with some of his people.
Faustus is young and hot-headed, and thinks that death in battle is the most noble of ends. Certainly, I can't gainsay the value of a death in glory, but not for his people. Most of the people who live in the Snowbourn are not warriors. While I speak with the Reeve, I would like you to spar with some of the people here, villagers, militia, and veterans alike. Horn told me that you helped to train Elfmar's men, and if Fastrid is truly willing to endanger the lives of his people in this way, I want them to be in some way trained to battle. I hope that none of them have need of it, but if they do, we will rest easy knowing that we did what we could for them. All right, so I need to talk to and train a Snowbourn villager, a member of the Snowbourn militia, and a veteran. So let's see what we can find around here. Ah, here is somebody. This looks like just a villager.
I will do my best.
I have never so much as held a blade before, but I'll do my best. Alright, so what does he have here? He has a cudgel as a weapon. Alright. Yeah. I give up. Alright, yep. First rule is you're not going to be facing just one person on the battlefield, right? So how about somebody else? Ah! I see somebody walking around up ahead. Perhaps that person would like to have a little spar. Hello there.
Perhaps I will surprise you.
Perhaps so. That is... It's either a short sword or a knife. I'm not exactly sure which one. I suspect he doesn't know either. I've received some training in the martial arts, but I have not seen real battle. Perhaps I'll surprise you with my natural ability. Right. I just noticed the drum music that accompanied that. You have achieved victory, and the member of the militia has improved somewhat. All right. So now let's talk to and train a veteran. Now the weapon this man is holding is very definitely a sword, and he seems to be better armored.
Let us see what you can do.
Unlike my neighbors, I have seen battle in the fields of Rohan, and I'm ready to fight and defend my home. Let us see what you can do. All right, you ready? Okay, let's see, and smack. What do you say about that? I yield. Where did you learn to fight like this? That's a good question. Well now, he improved slightly. Well now, let's get back to Aomer. Actually, let's check in on my companions first. Hello there, Corridon.
Few of the villagers would speak to me, and none wished to spar with me.
I consider myself a hopeful elf, but... Right. Now, this hopeful elf is hoping that these people flee before the orcs arrive. Either way, Snowbourn will be empty. Better to be burned empty than filled with the bodies of the unfortunate. Ooh. You said hopeful? What does Horn have to say about this? He might know these people better.
I saw Aomer emerging from his talk with Reeve Fastrid. He did not look happy.
I trained with some of the people of Snowbourn as well. I hope, for their sake, that Fastrid listens to reason and moves them across the Entwash. Their skill with weaponry takes little time to discern and less time to overcome. Ooh. Well, let's see what Aomer has to say about that. Yes. It's down in this direction. I take it that the talk didn't go well?
Fastred is a fool.
I had planned to return to Idris after this visit to Snowbourn, but now the need to do so is even more urgent. We have to leave now. All right. Well, that's going to be...
We have to return to Edoras at once.
I need to report to the king that Fastred is refusing to move his people across the Entwash. We simply do not have the riders that we would need to effectively defend them here. In West Rohan, we will have a better chance of protecting the people. Come with me to Edoras, Pinelore. We will sort this out with my uncle Theoden. All right, and we get the king's banner as a war steed accessory. You know, those war steeds that I rarely ride. Okay, let's go.
We will consult with my uncle Theoden, and he will resolve this issue with Fastred.
We hope so.
My uncle Theoden will listen to me and put right the situation with Reeve Fastred. He is still king in Rohan.
Look there, Pinelore. Behold the golden hall of Meduseld, seat of my uncle Theoden, the king of Rohan. It would be nice if he came here during the daytime. We will speak with him and attain a decree the Reeve will be unable to ignore. They must move their people across the Entwash where we can better protect them. A decree by Theoden King will be more difficult for them to ignore, I deem. Aylmer looks momentarily discomfited. I rode north with my Arid to hunt the orcs against my uncle's wishes. He may still be displeased, but we must hope that he will forgive the disobedience for its happy result, the death of the orcs. This way, my friends, we will speak with my uncle, Lord Aylmer. There is good men trusted with protection of the Theoden King. I hope you're ready for a climb, my friends. All right. Lord Aylmer, did the orcs... Yay, we destroyed them all. Okay. Careful now. Something's not right, Pinelore. Oh? I see the influence of Grima Wormtongue everywhere. Well, we'll set things right. Amma! I have come with these 3 companions to see my uncle. I am Hama, the door ward of Theoden. You have come to the Golden Hall of Meduseld in the presence of Aylmer, nephew of the king, and you are as welcome to here as he himself, if he speaks well of you. All right. Aylmer, these are unusual companions that you bring to Edoras. These are unusual times, Hama. Some would say they require more friends rather than fewer. That is not what Grima would say. I say that is further proof of his wisdom. Grima's words are nothing to me. Will you let me see my uncle? You know who I am, Hama. Yes, Aylmer. You and your friends may pass. I only ask that they leave their weapons outside. Right. I do not understand why I must leave my bow with this man, Pinelore. I can understand why. Kings do have fears on such things. Do they not trust my word as an elf? These are Rohirrim. They don't trust elves, period. If I say that I'll do no harm to the king, no harm will come to him from my hand. It is not that I am offended. It is just that we went through some trouble to recover this bow, and the last time it left my possession, and I do not believe that you could win a similar wager to get it back again. I'll leave it here with this man Hama. The Rohirrim seem so afraid of elves that I believe that they will not be frightened face at one of them and cowl him into returning my bow, if it came to that. All right. Well, What do you say about this, Amber? I am sorry that you must be inconvenienced in this way, Pine Lore. I do not blame Hama for it. He is simply doing his duty. The safety of the king must come before all, and keeping the weapons and strangers outside the hall can help to ensure it. It will never like in the days of old, however. I sense the influence of Grima in this. And Horn, I suppose you're more used to this. I will leave Nona's sword with Hama, for I trust the Doorward of Theoden, and I know him as an honorable man. He will see to it that this blade is returned to me after the audience. What about your own blade? I presume you've got a weapon there somewhere. I do not like to be without it for even a moment, but I will do as Theoden King requires. I suppose then he has no question at all about leaving his own sword behind. He's only concerned about Nona's. Well, now, I suppose I'm going to have to leave you behind too, right? Well, guard my staff, all right? If you will leave your weapons outside the hall, I will bring you inside to see Theoden King. We are now assembled. Come with me. I will bring you before Theoden King. This way. I'm the only one that follows him. The rest of them go on the other side of the fire pit. He will call you before him when he is ready. My king, I have always served you faithfully and well. Faithfully? Is that my master Glewina? He taught me the craft when I was young. What has he done? I have been your minstrel for many years. I have spent my honor and glory. Enough of this! You're guilty of spreading lies and deceit throughout Adoras. Theoden King, please listen to me. My minstrel, Glewina, I would never speak against you, my king. I did not mean. Guards, seize this man! Cast him from Adoras, never to return! My king, please! I've seen enough, Pine Lore. It is as I feared when my uncle forbade me to pursue the orcs. His will is not his own. It is Grima's doing. Well, that's no shocker. Amber! Uncle! I have returned from the hunt. The orcs are destroyed. Elmer! Sister son, you dare return here after flouting the king's command not to pursue the orcs? The king's command, to my memory, it was commanded by Grima Wormtongue. Your commands have the weight of a breeze in the grass to me. I speak with the king's voice. Grima, the orcs, uncle, you do not worry yourself so. You must not. See how you trouble the king? Your presence is painful to him. Grima, Emmer, stop! Pah! I will speak with Hama about this. Nephew of the king or not, you should have left your blade outside. I know as you seek Grima, for Rohan and for yourself. Well, you shall have neither. Take him, he to the dungeons. He's a danger to the king. Elmer, be wise. Listen to me, all of you. Can you not see that Rohan has been left undefended? Bring Elmer to the dungeon and cast Glewina from Adoras. One day I'll cast you into the dungeon, Greenwood. Ooh, you there, halfling, come here. Uh-oh. Grima studies you with piercing eyes, and you feel distinctly uncomfortable. Now much knowledge of your imprisonment in Isengard did Saruman share with his nefarious agent. You learned in the caverns below Isengard that Grima is the pawn of Saruman, but does Grima know that you know it? So I don't know if Grima knows that I know it. Alright. Aylmer is accompanied by the lowest form of companions, Theoden King. And who else do I see with you? Has Stanguard fallen? Have the Easterling raised it? How else to explain why Horn has come before the king? Easterling's grave threat. Theoden King, but your land is beset by dangers. You must open your eyes and see. Silence! You speak the same treasons as Gleowine, your master. I speak the truth. Theoden King, you must release Aylmer. Rohan needs him. Aylmer, my king, you know not to set any hope on Aylmer. Have you forgotten the curse of Werjinge? It claimed the life of your son, and it will claim Aylmer's life as well. Theodred, it is the order of the king that this rabble be cast into the dungeon alongside Aylmer. Grima, have mercy. Their crime is that of Gleowine, not of that of my brother. Yes, Lady Eowyn, you speak with wisdom that befits your beauty. The three of you are banished from Aedoras. You are forbidden to again cross the Entwade, and you must remain east of the river. If you disobey this command, you will suffer the penalty of death. Be thankful for the mercy of Theoden, king of Rohan. Oh boy. Grima stares at you with those piercing eyes. You were fortunate, halfling, he says, the shadow of a half-smile creasing his lips. That will not happen again. Uh-oh. That didn't go very well.
This is terrible. It is as I feared.
It's as I feared when I sang that song that resulted in my banishment for the Stanguard. The king is truly under the power of a malevolent force. Grima Wormtongue, not Theoden, rules in Rohan, and now Aylmer is captive in Aedoras.
I do not know what we can do.
What can we do? We have to learn that in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.